The pickup truck market is undergoing significant turbulence, with even average models now exceeding the $50,000 mark. Dealerships nationwide are in a panic as incentives soar and inventories overflow. Previously untouchable trucks are now being sold at steep discounts, both electric and gas-powered models alike. From robust workhorses to family-friendly haulers, the truck market has hit a major obstacle, and the reasons behind it are seldom discussed. Why are dealers practically pleading with customers to take home a GMC Sierra at deep discounts? What caused the Ram Classic to shift from best value to clearance item? And why can't a Chevy Silverado undercut its own twin? This isn't just about sales numbers, it's about shattered consumer confidence. Take the Honda Ridgeline, designed to blend crossover comfort with pickup utility. It entered the market as a quiet disruptor, with Honda aiming to provide sedan-like ride quality without compromising on truck versatility. Despite its refined driving experience, superior on-road manners, and better fuel efficiency, the Ridgeline struggled to establish itself in the pickup hierarchy. Its towing capacity and off-road capabilities fell short compared to competitors, and its neutral styling lacked the rugged appeal that truck owners typically seek. Inside, the Ridgeline excels with premium materials, intuitive controls, and spacious interiors, making it a joy for daily driving. Features like an in-bed trunk and dual-action tailgate add practicality. However, these luxuries haven't translated into strong sales. Many potential buyers see it as too expensive for its performance level, exacerbated by Honda's initial pricing strategy, positioning it above tougher rivals. Now, Honda dealers are quietly offering significant discounts to move Ridgeline inventory, reflecting weakened demand and mounting stockpiles. Despite positive reliability ratings and owner satisfaction, the Ridgeline struggles with its identity, caught between crossover comfort and truck ruggedness in a market that demands clear allegiance. This hesitation, rather than outright failure, has proven costly. Similarly, the Nissan Titan once arrived boldly challenging American dominance in full-size trucks, promising power and value. However, its lack of updates and innovation over nearly a decade left it behind competitors who embraced hybrid and electric trends. In 2024, Nissan ceased Titan production due to sluggish sales and evolving priorities, prompting fire sale discounts on remaining stock. Buyers may still appreciate its straightforward power and design, but purchasing one now comes with concerns over resale value and future support. In summary, the pickup truck market's current challenges extend beyond simple pricing and sales figures. It's a story of evolving consumer expectations, missed opportunities, and the struggle to adapt in a rapidly changing automotive landscape. In a market built on consumer confidence, the Nissan Titan now radiates doubt. Buying a discontinued truck may feel risky, but what if the one you're buying is already outdated the moment you drive it off the lot? That brings us to the next model, the Ford Ranger. The Ranger's re-entry into the U.S. market was expected to be a clear win. It offered a smaller alternative to the F-150 while still outshining compact crossovers in utility. With a turbocharged four-cylinder engine, the Ranger delivered lively acceleration and good fuel economy. Its towing and payload capabilities were solid, and its compact footprint made it ideal for city dwellers needing weekend utility. But the timing was off. The current Ranger generation arrived too early and stuck around too long. A fully redesigned version has already launched overseas, bringing a new twin-turbo V6, upgraded tech, and the long-awaited Raptor variant, all of which have overshadowed the existing model. Consumers are aware of what's on the horizon, and they're holding off on buying. As a result, dealerships are struggling. They're offering incentives like 90-day no-payment financing, bundled accessories, and loyalty bonuses to move stock. But it's not enough. Many Rangers are sitting on lots for over 3 months, signaling deeper inventory issues. The challenge is worsened by internal competition. Budget-conscious buyers are flocking to the hybrid-powered Maverick, while brand loyalists stick with the F-150. The Ranger, stuck in the middle, fails to stand out. It's competent, but doesn't excel in any single area. While it remains a reliable truck, it's now perceived as outdated. Buyers are opting to wait for the next-gen model instead of settling for one on its way out. And even a redesign doesn't always guarantee success. Consider the Chevrolet Colorado. Its recent overhaul promised a breakthrough, aggressive new styling, off-road capability, and a turbocharged four-cylinder engine, putting out 310 horsepower and 430 lb-ft of torque. Performance on par with full-size pickups. On paper, it seemed unbeatable. But the price hike changed everything. The new Colorado launched with a nearly 10% increase over its predecessor, pushing it beyond the budget of many mid-sized truck buyers. That powerful engine also brought hidden downsides, higher insurance rates, and more expensive maintenance. Traditional buyers who once counted on the Colorado for its affordability and dependability started second-guessing. Even longtime Chevy fans hesitated when they realized they could spend the same monthly payment on a bigger, more capable full-size truck. In short, rising prices, shifting market expectations, and internal competition are reshaping the pickup segment, and not every truck is surviving the transition. To respond to slowing sales, Chevrolet introduced 1.9% financing for 36 months, alongside conquest bonuses and targeted regional cash deals. Despite these efforts, momentum hasn't returned. Inventory levels are rising faster than expected, and sales continue to cool. What was meant to mark a triumphant return for the Colorado has turned into a case study in how mispricing can undermine strong engineering. The truck had the mechanical foundation, but it lacked strategic positioning. A well-equipped spec sheet alone doesn't guarantee customer loyalty, especially not when its sibling brand tries to repackage the same truck at a higher cost. GMC Canyon. The GMC Canyon, the Colorado's corporate twin, faced even more scrutiny. Sharing the same chassis and powertrain, the Canyon was marketed as the upscale alternative, with a significantly higher price tag for only modest design changes and a more premium badge. But buyers were quick to spot the similarities. The Elevation trim, in particular, drew criticism for offering mostly aesthetic changes without added capability or substance. In response, dealers began offering subsidized lease deals under $400 a month and low-interest financing to attract buyers. Still, demand remained sluggish. The Canyon already sells in smaller numbers than the Colorado, so even a minor dip in interest can leave lots overstocked. And when buyers realize they're spending more for little more than styling differences, it becomes a tough sell. Critics have called it a classic case of badge tax, charging more for essentially the same product. The Canyon's struggles aren't due to mechanical issues, but rather to how buyers perceive value. In a competitive, price-sensitive segment, premium pricing without added utility simply doesn't land. It's a clear example of how perception can kill performance. Ram Classic. Next on the list is a truck that attempted to leverage nostalgia. But retro appeal only goes so far when the truck feels outdated in every way. The Ram Classic was originally a stopgap, an affordable alternative sold alongside the newer generation Ram 1500. Yet, years later, it's still on sale. Dealerships are now overwhelmed with unsold units, prompting factory rebates of over $4,500 just to clear them out. Underneath, the Classic still rides on a platform that dates back to 2009. Its cabin is filled with hard plastics, dated infotainment, systems, and basic controls that evoke an earlier era. Powertrain options include a 3.6-liter V6 making 305 horsepower, or an optional 5.7-liter V8 generating 395 horsepower. While the engines still deliver solid performance, the truck as a whole feels like a relic, competing in a modern market with old tools. In summary, the Ram Classic is stuck in time. The GMC Canyon is a victim of its own pricing strategy, and the Chevrolet Colorado serves as a reminder that solid specs can't compensate for poor market fit. While the specs may still seem respectable, the driving experience in the Ram Classic feels anything but up to date. Today's buyers want more refinement, more advanced tech, and greater efficiency. The Classic can't deliver on those fronts. Despite steep discounts, some dealerships are reporting over 175 days of unsold inventory, a troubling indicator in any market. The Classic only survives because of its low price, not its product strengths. And as newer, more capable trucks get closer in price, even budget-conscious buyers are beginning to walk away. Nostalgia may have prolonged the Classic's shelf life, but even brand loyalty has its limits. Clinging to outdated designs comes at a cost. That cost is now being felt by another name once trusted to challenge Detroit's dominance: Toyota Tundra. The Tundra was once Toyota's reliable, no-frills response to the American full-size truck, known for its V8 simplicity and long-term durability. But everything changed when Toyota replaced the V8 with a twin-turbocharged hybrid V6. On paper, it was a major upgrade: 437 horsepower and 583 lb-ft of torque, better performance, improved towing, and fuel efficiency gains. In reality, it added layers of complexity that traditional Tundra buyers never wanted. The hybrid system added thousands to the MSRP and raised new concerns: battery lifespan, expensive repairs, and a learning curve around maintenance. Instead of expanding its customer base, Toyota's redesign ended up alienating its core buyers, drivers who just wanted a dependable, hard-working truck, not a tech experiment. To stem the decline, Toyota is now offering 1.99% APR financing on new Tundras in several states, hoping to rekindle interest ahead of the next Tacoma refresh. But the issue isn't just financial, it's emotional. The Tundra, once seen as the simple, dependable alternative, now feels over-engineered and uncertain. Even dealers admit it's a tough sell, with sales teams leaning heavily on loyalty, incentives, and extended warranty packages just to move inventory. Bottom line, you can't overhaul an icon without re-earning trust, and Toyota is finding out just how deep that trust used to run. The Tundra's transformation rewrote the playbook, but not everyone was ready to play along. Then there's the truck that tried to rewrite the rules entirely with electric torque, luxury-level prices, and futuristic promises, the Ford F-150 Lightning. When the Lightning was revealed, it aimed to be revolutionary: instant torque, zero emissions, and faster than any gas-powered truck. It was billed as the future of American work vehicles, but once towing or hauling entered the equation, everything changed. The range, once touted at over 300 miles, often dropped below 160 miles under load, sometimes far worse. For buyers who depend on consistent long-distance performance, this was a deal-breaker. On top of that, Ford repeatedly hiked the price, pushing high-trim models well into six-figure territory. Even with government incentives, many buyers did the math and simply walked away. Inventory ballooned. To compensate, Ford dealers offered steep discounts, up to $15,000 off in some cases, along with 0% financing for up to 72 months. But even record-setting incentives haven't moved the needle. In some areas, dealers have paused new orders altogether due to stagnant demand. This wasn't just a pricing mistake, it revealed a deeper disconnect between innovation and real-world utility. The Lightning's advanced tech dazzled in theory, but failed to meet the core needs of most truck buyers. When vision gets too far ahead of practicality, the result is disillusionment. Now take that miscalculation and amplify it. Enter the GMC Hummer EV pickup, a vehicle built more for headlines than highways. GM created the Hummer EV as a spectacle, a massive, all-electric super truck with flashy features like crab walk and a curb weight over 9,000 pounds. With a price tag north of $100,000, it made a bold impression, but not a lasting one. While it did attract attention, it failed to win over actual buyers. Sales have slowed dramatically, and GM is now quietly redirecting battery production toward more practical, mass-market EVs like the Equinox EV. In the meantime, dealers are slashing prices and offering 0% financing for 60 months just to move remaining 2024 models, especially the fully loaded Edition 1 trims. Ultimately, the Hummer EV turned out to be more of a novelty than a necessity. It was loud, heavy, expensive, and impractical. Proof that spectacle alone can't sustain a product, no matter how futuristic it looks on a billboard. While the Hummer EV was never intended as a mass-market product, it's become a burden on showroom floors. General Motors has begun reallocating Ultium battery supply away from Hummer production and towards smaller, more affordable EVs that actually move units. Dealers are repackaging the truck with bundled gear, trail credits, and curated delivery perks just to create the illusion of value. But none of that fixes the core issue. This truck was always too much for too few. Overkill is thrilling, until it collects dust, and Chevy proves that even bold reinventions of familiar names are struggling to earn trust. Chevrolet Silverado EV. This was supposed to be GM's electric breakthrough, a bold new Silverado with futuristic styling, big numbers, and even bigger expectations. The Edition 1 trim launched with premium appointments and a luxury price tag north of $65,000, but it missed the mark. Buyers expecting a rugged work truck walked into showrooms and found a tech-forward lounge on wheels, loaded with features, but lacking the usability they needed. The Silverado EV wasn't too advanced, it was too out of touch. Now, General Motors is in damage control. Dealers are offering 0% financing for 60 months, aggressive lease terms, and up to $7,500 in federal EV credits. But even that edge is under threat as lawmakers scrutinize eligibility and tweak incentive rules. GM is racing to register unsold 2024s before they lose their rebate punch. The problem isn't just pricing, it's perception. This truck was too luxurious for the job site, too bulky for daily life, and too late for early adopters who already moved on. It's not that electric pickups have no future, it's that buyers demand more than silent torque and digital dashboards. They want affordability, utility, and trust. GM missed that trifecta, and until they deliver it, the Silverado EV will remain a showroom prop, not a sales success. GMC Sierra 1500. So if electrics aren't connecting, can gas-powered classics still hold their ground? GMC thought so. The Sierra 1500 was meant to be the Silverado's more refined sibling. More chrome, more stitching, more prestige. Denali was supposed to mean something, but buyers quickly saw through the marketing gloss. Mechanically, the Sierra is almost identical to the Silverado. Same frame, same powertrain, same drive. What little extra it offers in polish, it lacks in actual substance. And buyers noticed. Today, you'll find Sierra models stacked with deals. $7,150 in trade-in assistance, 0.9% APR. Financing, loyalty perks for GM customers. Why? Because price sensitivity is back in full force. And when a Sierra costs $4,000 or $6,000 more than a Silverado, customers expect more than just a fancy grille. Instead, they're going to Ram, to Ford, to brands that back up luxury trims, with real interior upgrades, better infotainment, and stronger tech. GM refuses to drop sticker prices outright, afraid of devaluing the Denali sub-brand. But they've boxed themselves in. The Sierra's premium pitch is eroding, and the only thing propping it up is the illusion of exclusivity. That illusion is fading. Chevrolet Silverado 1500 built tough. That's been the Silverado 1500's core promise for decades, a trusted workhorse, from farms to fleets. But in 2025, that image is under pressure. Its last full redesign was back in 2019, and while the competition has surged ahead with smarter cabins, better screens, and real material upgrades, Silverado still leans on hard plastics and a dated interface. The bones are old, the perception is tired, and the dealership floors are starting to reflect it. Even with incentives, shoppers are thinking twice. Some lots are stacking up Silverado inventory at an alarming pace, especially in upper trims where sticker prices push $60,000. In response, dealers are rolling out price cuts as high as $12,000 in combined factory and dealer incentives. Long-term, financing plans, some stretching to 7 years, are being bundled with service contracts just to make monthly payments tolerable. And yet, even with these deep cuts, the trucks aren't moving fast enough. The Silverado's core strengths, durability, torque, and hauling power are still there. But in 2025, that's not enough. Truck buyers today are tech-savvy, price-aware, and they value comfort just as much as strength. That's where the Silverado is falling behind. It's not a bad truck, it's a truck that hasn't kept up. And legacy alone won't carry you forward. Jeep Gladiator. Next up, a pickup that tried to merge image and ability and lost traction with both. The Jeep Gladiator looked like the perfect answer to every off-road fantasy. A truck with Wrangler DNA and a functional bed. That's adventure without compromise. And early on, it delivered. Off-road. But as the miles added up, so did the problems. On trails, it shines. On pavement, it stumbles. The steering is vague. The ride is jittery, and cabin noise? Loud enough to drown out conversation. It simply does not deliver the comfort buyers expect from a modern daily driver. Even worse, it overlaps, in both price and purpose, with Jeep's more advanced 4xe hybrid Wrangler. Put the two side by side, and the Gladiator suddenly feels like a relic with bed space. Test drives are killing the deal. Inventory is piling up. Stellantis has already halted production for weeks at a time just to manage oversupply. To move units, dealers are now offering $6,000 factory rebates, 0% financing for 72 months, and even free trail kits and appearance. Packages off-road purists still respect it, but mainstream buyers don't. It's a truck built for trails, not traffic. And when capability comes at the cost of comfort, customers walk away. Ford F-150, which brings us to the final vehicle on our list, and maybe the most iconic of them all. The Ford F-150. For decades, this was the truck, the one that defined toughness, dependability, and mass appeal. But in 2025, even the F-150 is starting to lose its grip. In trying to be everything to everyone, Ford may have lost sight of who this truck was built for. Luxury trims, hybrid powertrains, complex tech layers. Fully loaded models now surpass $100,000. That's not just unreachable for contractors, small business owners, and fleet buyers. It's insulting. What once felt like a tool now feels like a trophy, one nobody can afford to scratch. And now, even America's best-selling truck is sitting on lots with five-figure discounts. What does that tell us? It tells us that features and flash are finally losing to value and simplicity. Let us know what you think in the comments. If this insight helped you connect the dots, tap subscribe, and thanks for riding along with us. The truck market isn't dying, it's evolving, and not every legacy brand is keeping up.